Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot and Elysian Lotus Tarot. For some of you may not have heard from me for a while, and I am very happy to be reuniting with you. This message is a bit different than the messages I normally do. I generally do like zodiac love readings. But I had kind of a powerful download yesterday that I feel like needs to be shared. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. The message was a little overwhelming, and also, yeah, anyway, I feel like it's important to share. For those of you who are here, you're probably light workers. Or you're probably looking for the light in some dark days that we're experiencing here as a collective. And this came through, and I just felt like I needed to share it. It was a bit overwhelming for me. So what happened was, not last night, the night before, I had a really strange dream. That I was trying to implore upon my state senator the importance of the Department of Education, and it was very bizarre. I was like wearing a suit, and the senator's initials are RS. I'm going to be speaking a little bit of code here, but I think it's, I live in the state of Florida, so you can definitely see if you want to, and just that's enough information. I live in the state of Florida. So anyway, I couldn't get through to him. He was sitting there. We were like walking around through some offices, and he was like physically present, but it was as if everything that I was saying to him, and I was so passionate, and I was so just, really, I felt like professionally, conveying this message. I was wearing a skirt suit, which I don't typically wear skirts. And so like, I had this sense about myself that I was, putting myself out there in a way that I don't normally. And I was really proud of myself, and I was really proud of my messaging. And it was like he was just smiling and nodding, and like we couldn't even hear what I was saying. And I think a lot of us have felt that way in different conversations, or just even in our existence, that like we could talk till we were blue in the face, but it's just like there are some people who cannot hear what we're saying. And so anyway, then later on yesterday, I was watching the Super Bowl, and it was actually before the Super Bowl. There was like this spot where Brad Pitt was like talking, and then there were like all of these images of like almost like a Norman Rockwell style America. And it was all the best parts of who we are and what we're about. The fire department, helping each other, helping our neighbors. And anyway, I don't know if it was just like our sound system or what, or the sound wasn't mixed well in the studio or what, but I couldn't even hear Brad Pitt. Like, I couldn't really hear his voice. I couldn't really hear what the messages was. So it was really just like these pictures were flashing in front of me. And I heard, we're very lucky that it took this long for our democracy to be confronted. And it speaks to well, that's what I heard, that we're incredibly lucky that it's taken this long for our democracy to face this kind of challenge. Those are the exact words. And then I was sitting there, and I was just like watching these pictures, and I was feeling like my heart chakra, and a lot of love for my country, and a lot of love for like everyone in the world, because we are not existing in a vacuum. Everything that's happening here is happening globally. And then I started getting like really strong messages. And the messages, it was that, that the construct in which we are living and have been living for a long time, for centuries has to fall. It absolutely must. We have grown as much as we can in that archaic system, and that this is the time for it to fall. And I can't believe I'm saying that. If you watch my channel, you know who I am, you know what I'm about. You know that, I'm, not, I don't, yeah. But that we can't be afraid of letting it go, because it started out as a dream. It started out as a vision held by a group of people who wanted to form a more perfect union, who, thought very deeply. And actually, I'm getting like that a lot of our Constitution was actually like channeled. They tried to keep their personal things out of it, but they imagined and envisioned this dream, this land of opportunity where all men were created equal and where anything was possible. And that dream spread, and it almost became like a rebellion. And we won, and the light won at that time. And that became the birth of this kind of democratic experiment, and that we have the opportunity to do it again, that we have the opportunity to let this go. And when I say that, I don't mean lock, stock, and barrel. I mean the part that doesn't work, the part that has to break. In tarot, we have a card called the Tower card, and it is where something built on a faulty foundation falls apart. And it has to. It's divine intervention. And it's so something new can be built on a strong foundation, on a better foundation. I do sense, and it's like when you have a dream and someone's there, but you don't ever see them, you just feel their presence. I don't know if this is because I'm just gonna say, my sense was the whole time that it was the foundation was true equality. But that was just my sense. And I think it's important, and I think part of the download was not to limit. This is a time that we need to expand our vision of what light is, what it truly is, and what is truly possible, just like our forefathers did in this country. They held this space of light, of, wow, this is what's possible. And there were a lot of sacrifices made. There were a lot of lives lost. There are parts of that history that are gut-wrenchingly painful and created a lot of suffering. And that's part of the process of transition, of change. And it was really showing me that the other part of it was that 47 and EM, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, are taking on lifetimes of terrible karma, and that they are both actually slaves to the deadly sins of like greed and gluttony, and that there is no enjoyment for them. They will not ever be satisfied. They cannot find satisfaction, but we can. We, the light, we can still, and they can't take it away from us under any circumstance. We carry that light within us. I learned in yoga teacher training that we have this pineal gland, and it's like our third eye. And, there are images of it. The Eye of Horus looks like it in Egyptian history. It's something that we've known about for a long, long time. And I was taught in yoga teacher training that when they did an autopsy, that that pineal gland is full of sand, and that sand dances to the beat of the frequency of the universe. And that's why we can't escape our connection to each other. But when they take that sand out of the pineal gland after death and they hit it with a hammer, it emits light. We all carry the light. We all have the opportunity. We don't even have the opportunity. We are the light. And we have the capacity to envision something better than anything we've ever experienced before. But it requires us to let go, to not get wound up and focus on everything that we're losing right now. Every freedom that we're losing, every, like control over the privacy of our financial information, like all of those things. We have to be willing to let them go, and we have to be willing to see them as something that has served their purpose and has been here for the time they were meant to be here, and to let them go and to instead envision something better for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for our great-grandchildren, for 7 generations from now. And that it is possible, and that it is there, and that we are all capable of connecting to this vision. And that if we turn away from what we see in the material world, which we have no control over, which can only bring us down and can only drain us and can only make us feel powerless and make us forget who we are and what we are capable of. Every single one of us, we all carry the light. I cannot impress this upon you enough. Like, this is the key part of this message, is that we are far more powerful, and we are more powerful as a collective. But there is a vision. There is something, a utopic type vision, and we can all tap into it. We can all plug into this stream of consciousness and will it into being the same way our forefathers did. It is going to take bravery, it is going to take courage, and it is going to take a hell of a lot of faith. But we just have to believe, and it's there for us. We can do this. We got this. And there is this saying, act as if, right? And that's what we're being called to do, to tap into this stream of consciousness of light, of forming a more perfect union yet. And it isn't throwing away the Constitution. Our Constitution will be with us forever. Our Constitution is a living, breathing document that will be altered and changed to reflect this brand new karmic cycle that we're entering into here and now. But it's to recognize that things are not meant to last forever in one way. We have to embrace change. Change is inevitable. We have to detach from this way of seeing things and open ourselves up to all the possibilities, not just the possibilities based in fear that we're trying to get sucked into by the dark, but the possibility that, these people, these souls are willing to take on this karma. They're too far gone. They're too much enslaved to greed and gluttony. And they're going to pay for this for many lifetimes. Like, I see that very clearly. I see them already enslaved. I do. It's like, well, they better enjoy it to the best of their ability, because and in some ways, and I know this is going to sound crazy, especially coming from me if you know me, but they're taking one for the team. I mean, it has to happen, and the blood is not on our hands. The light is our responsibility. It is going to matter what we believed in and what we stood for and what we came together for. But I am getting this return of, we have to care about our neighbor. We have to treat each other with love and compassion and empathy and understanding. Even those who are standing on the other side of the aisle from us, we have to look at them and say, how sad. How, it is sad. It's so sad that they're not reachable, but that isn't our cross to bear. That isn't our burden to bear. Our burden is to be the light, and an uncompromising light, the beacon on the hill. Yeah. I also, like, I saw things like, you have to really pay attention to things. This Target boycott because of DEI, I actually saw that Jeff Bezos, who was at 47's inauguration, like, we saw him there, and who has a history of mistreating his employees, has been taken to court many times, and really for heinous stuff against humanity. Started it because he wanted to take the attention off of his company, and he wants Target's profits for him. So he made Target the DEI bad boy, when actually it would break up Target's clientele and send it to, you know, his company and the other big company known to kind of mistreat or underpay their employees. And so we have to be mindful. I also got like this energy of Target doing a lot of good acts, and Target actually trying to be a progressive, good company. And in this, you know, we can break down into all these little political things, but it's not even about that. It's literally about, you know, not just going with the masses and in these directions, because it is like, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And so it's not about who we take our support away from, it's where we put our support. And it's about being informed about who and what we're supporting. And acting as if, you know, like, what feels good to you? What do you want to take into this next phase? You know, what represents that? And making those choices and listening to yourself intuitively and not blindly following. Because we all, I cannot impress this upon you enough, we all have this knowledge, we all have this ability, we all can tap into this intuitive part of ourselves. We're all living, breathing miracles, and it's like this world, and we're limitless, and we can do things, we can change the world. We are not powerless. We do not have to sit by and say, we're not going to do anything. We have the ability, all of us, to tap into this better place, this light place, this infinite place, and create it and bring it into being together. So I'm going to do a little tarot spread, some messages from the universe, from spirit guides, a surrender card, a light worker card, and a little tarot, just to see what messages the universe wants to bring through at this time. I may continue to do these readings every once in a while. So if this is resonating with you and you're feeling this energy, please subscribe to my channels, and please comment any, you know, thing that you can add to this. And also, because it is a collective thing, right? And also hit the notification bell, because, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be posting this regularly or what, and I'm, you know, okay, so, and if you only want to be notified when I post these readings, maybe hit the notification bell on ElysianLotusTarot.com, or like whatever, that channel, because I will only be posting this over there, or messages for the collective in general. Okay, let's dive into the tarot, guys. For the collective, please, Spirit, what message from the universe do you have for the collective, please, Spirit? Wow, okay. Wow, the universe works fast when I'm having fun. You guys, like, when we're, oh my gosh, you guys, it is literally saying this. We cannot get drugged into the illusion of what people are trying to drag us into, which is we are powerless and that they're in control and that this is the fate we have doomed ourselves to. No, it is to have faith and to create a more perfect union. And the act of creation is fun. It says the universe works fast when I'm having fun. And when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. This is exactly what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. The light grows and it spreads. And other people that are also miserable in this darkness see your light and say, what is your secret? And then you have the chance to spread the light. Or they take your lead and you're spreading the light. Okay. This is a message from the spirit guides, I believe. Spirit messages for the collective. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed by this message. It's so loving. Oh. Next time I'll tell you about Biden and Zelensky, what I saw. It was absolutely unbelievable. Okay. A mother's love. A mother's love is reaching out to you at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that this special bond of love can never be broken. Our ancestors are behind us 100%. They know that what we're going through and what we're facing is difficult and challenging in an unprecedented way, and that they did not choose a life in this time for a reason, but that they are there supporting us from the other side. You have cleanse. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take some time out. Take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. You gotta let it go. You gotta let the construct fall that needs to fall. It's not something that we're supposed to try to hold on to or save in the current form. Okay. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. On the bottom of the deck, you're getting surrender to non-reaction. Isn't it incredible how the cards confirm the message? Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Literally, that is what this says, and that is what I have been saying. Okay, and now we have the Lightworkers deck. Okay. For the collective, please, Spirit. What message do you have for the collective, please, Spirit? Oh my gosh, you're getting soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. We're not alone. We're together, you guys. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. On the bottom of the deck, you have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Yeah, listen to your gut instinct. What makes you feel better? What makes you feel good? Follow that. All right, let's dive into the tarot. Spirit, please show us, what message do you have for this collective? What can you tell us at this time, please, Spirit? Okay, oh my gosh. We have the Four of Fire, this, oh my God, the Six of Fire, the Star card energy, and the Lovers. Guys, oh my God, with the Page of Fire on the bottom of the deck. I am so overwhelmed by these messages. The Four of Fire, all fours talk about foundation, okay? And this is about making our foundation a foundation of passion, of what we desire. And, you know, if this isn't the world that you want to live in, then create the one that you want to live in. The Four of Fire, all fire cards, they're the wands in tarot. And that is, all of them represent manifestation, right? Where we're calling something down from the ethers into reality. And the Four of Fire is where we start to actually experience it in the physical realm, what we have manifested, what we have created. And this feels like a personal thing, like we do it first for ourselves. With the six is our harmony and unity and more of a collective, a balanced, equal energy. And this is like, as we do it for ourselves, we bring it into being in the collective, in the larger group. We bring it into unity and into harmony. We bring others toward our foundation, the foundation we're trying to create, because it feels good. It feels right. The Star card, this is a fated moment in time. You're not here right now by accident. You have an important role to play. You are a light worker. This is your destiny. You see how she's even like holding the world in her hands? And she gives me the vibe of the Statue of Liberty. I guess it may be the halo. This is our moment to care for ourselves. The Star card is about healing. It is also about a return of hope and optimism. And it is our wish fulfillment. This is a major arcana. It's almost something that is sort of unavoidable. But this is what we create based on the choices that we make. We all have the choice to get sucked in, and that's their intention. I mean, they have come right out and said that. SB, if you know who I'm talking about, went to prison for not testifying to Congress. He's even come right out and said it. You have to listen because they're telling you exactly what they're doing. And so don't fall prey to it. Don't get sucked into it. The Page of Fire is this really amazing energy. Wow, underneath that, you guys, is the Nine of Air. This is fear. Oh my God, underneath that is the Chariot. We're not alone. We're not doing this by ourselves. The Six of Air is underneath that. They want us to exist in a space of fear, and in a space of shakiness and feeling like the ground is coming out from underneath us. That it is our choice. With the Lover's card used to be called the choice. It's also another six, right? And as we choose this ourselves, other people will choose it. Other people will be guided to make the same choice. They will choose it by our example, by our sense of peace, by our ability to not be afraid and to tame the lion, to tame the beast. This is our choice. The Page of Fire is where we begin a new adventure, where we say, yes, sign me up. I'm in. And I'm manifesting it, but I'm also doing it out of a sense of passion and desire. That is my drive. And this is, I am in to create this world that we can be passionate about, that we desire to live in once again. And it's even better. I'm getting, it's even better. The world we can create is so much better than the one that we've ever known. We have to trust. You see how her eyes are closed and she's taking this step off the rock into nothing? We have to have that much faith. We have to have that much trust in our vision. That we are not alone, that we are being guided, and that we are working together. We are working together. There are some people who are receiving the messages, and there are some people who are taking action for the messages. I did get that the special election is important. These 3 special elections, that is a turning point, and there are some people that are called really strongly to work for it. If you're feeling some kind of call, I think it's important to listen to it, because we do all have jobs. We do all, I see that we're all very important to this cause, to saying, no, I take my power back. There are so many more of us than there are of them. That's all we have to do. We just have to come together as a collective and share this vision of a higher, better world and believe in it and face our fear and say, fear is nothing. Everything I want exists on the other side of this fear. I'm not going to be sucked in to it. I'm going to sail my ship to the best of my ability away from that fear. I'm going to be at peace. So many 6s. Guys, we're coming into unity with a higher timeline here. I really like a higher and better thing altogether. Bhakti. You can hear my dog. Baba, it's okay. With that, you guys, I'm going to end this message. I thank you for being here. If this message resonates with you, please let me know. If you're interested in more of these messages, please let me know. I'm so grateful to have received this message because it has become a part of me. It has become a deep inner knowing, and I'm so much more at peace than I was. And I am consciously making the decision to tap into this collective consciousness, that there is a better way. And I thank you so much for listening to what I have to say. It's what I have to offer. It's my contribution. And I just want to say that, like, I am sending each and every one of you love. And the knowledge that we really can do this. That we were born for this. This is part of what we were born for. I'm wishing you all my very, very best. Always, always, always. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.